Human being and animals are product of a long process of biological evolution. Their activities are highly complex in nature and directed from within. Since ancient times, philosophers have tried to understand why human being and other animals behave as they do. In 1950, Rudolf Göckel used the word psychology for the first time as a study of the mind. As the mind could not be defined clearly, questions arose. What is mind? How can it be studied? And consequently, this view was also rejected. For centuries, psychologists tried hard to understand the human actions and thoughts and to disentangle the body-soul dichotomy. French philosopher René Descartes described the body and mind as two separate structures that strongly influence each other. In the mid-1800s, two German scientists Müller and Helmholtz established that the physical processes underlying mental activity could be studied scientifically. In 1875, Wilhelm Wundt founded, probably the world's first psychology as a science of consciousness. In 1879, he also published the first journal of psychology. Meaning of psychology. During the period, William James also defined psychology as description and explanation of state of consciousness. The works of William James and Wundt mark the beginning of psychology as a distinct field separate from philosophy. Wundt tried to understand the conscious mind by breaking down such mental processes as sensation, perception, reaction time, etc., into their basic elements and method called introspection. Meaning of sports psychology. The word psychology refers to the study of human behavior, and sports psychology denotes a such category of psychology that deals with the behavior of athletes and teams engaged in competitive sports. Sports psychology is that branch of psychology which is intimately connected with human behavior on the playfield, both under practice and competitive situation, with a view to bring about qualitative improvement in performance. Meaning of sports psychology. Sports psychology is an important ingredient of sports training program and deals with the way in which various psychological states and traits influence sports performance. It is the application of psychology to the issues and problems in the field of sports, as the problems of sports persons are quite unique, different, subtle, and complex. Therefore, the main purpose of sports psychology is to understand the behavior of an athlete. According to Crotty, there are three main subdivisions of sports psychology. Experimental sports psychology, educational sports psychology, clinical sports psychology. Psychological factors affecting physical performance. Individual differences among the athletes. Each athlete is unique to oneself. Apart from physiological difference such as height, weight, etc., there are bound to be psychological difference as well. Meaning of sports psychology. Personality. The human personality is a marvelously intricate structure, delicately woven of motives, emotions, habits, and thoughts into a pattern that balances the pulls and pushes of the outside world. Intelligence. Intelligence is the aggregate mental capacity or energy of an individual to act purposefully, to think rationally, and to deal effectively with one's environment. Attitude. Attitude are about thoughts and feelings. Attitude is often thought to predict behavior. Attitudinal responses are also evaluative in nature. They are significant in deciding the kind and extent of the learning that takes place and reflect the likes and dislikes concerning a specified object of action. Motivation. Motivation is force, drive which prompts, compels, and energizes an individual to act or behave in a particular manner. Meaning of sports psychology. Aggression. Aggression is a part of human behavior and is necessary for an individual to live and struggle for higher achievements. Struggle for supremacy, dominance, and excellence in sports obviously involves aggression. Aggression in one form or the other is inevitable and inescapable in sports activities. Arousal and activation. The term arousal reflects the varying degrees of readiness to perform physical, intellectually, or perceptually. Activation is short-term change of energy mobilization, and implies raising of energy above an individual arousal's baselines for a brief period. Anxiety. Anxiety means a disturbed state of mind, emotional reactivity, arousal, nervousness, an unrealistic and unpleasant state of mind. Anxiety is an essential ingredient of any competitive situation, and without certain level of anxiety is not conducive to sports performance. Meaning of sports psychology. Mental imagery. Mental ability and imagery help the athletes mold their emotional state, and the way they approach the physical efforts. Such mental activity enables the athlete to improve the execution and precision of the given skill or task by thinking and imagining about it. Group dynamics. A sports team comprises of various individual athletes, each having different orientation and perceptions, and at times, these differences may interfere with performance of team. Better performance will result if each member of the team merges his personal feelings and abilities into a total team efforts. Upcoming topics. Olympic movement. Importance of Olympic. Ancient Olympic Games. Awards. Revival of modern Olympic Games. History of physical education in India.